Despite the mass liquidation event we had in the crypto markets earlier this week, altcoins are springboarding at this point in time. I mean, if we were to just filter, obviously Bitcoin's over 100,000, but altcoins are going crazy today. Once again, more 15, 20, 25, some 60% gainers that we'll talk about here on today's show. And right now is the time as well. You need to make sure you're firmly planted into risk on altcoins that you're comfortable holding throughout the rest of the cycle, as alt season is heating up. I'm going to go over obviously the top tier stuff that we typically do. Tomorrow there's a big event going on in the gaming landscape that I think is a must considering the price point. We'll go over that. But on top of that, I'm going to go over my favorite low market cap gaming altcoins. Now, these are not for the weak. These are for the degens. These are for the ones who are willing to stomach a little volatility. But if you catch the right low market cap coins, you will win this cycle. So I'm going to go over my top low market cap gaming coins in this video. Let's dive into it, guys. Like the video down below and subscribe to the channel for more every single day and every week here on In the Game. We have you covered from gaming, AI, meme coins, all the alpha you need right here on In the Game. As well, a big shout out to all of our sponsors here on In the Game. We have Moon Tropica, Ledger, FOMO, Medieval Empires. We have FUNZ Kick, as well as all of our exchange partners in the link in the description below. But I really want to warm you up to FUNZ Kick because we have some big stuff planned here on the channel. Rewards, tournaments, games, prizes going out right to you guys, our loyal viewers right here on In the Game. FUNZ Kick in January, they're starting up their $100,000 prize pool monthly tournaments. They've been running tournaments like crazy. And if you're not taking part in the FUNZ Kick Lucky Funatic app on Telegram, you're missing out on pre-TGE rewards. So not only is there USDT awards up for grabs, you can also jump in and start farming the 𝗕𝗫𝗀 token, which will be going live here early 2025. So drop down below, use our link in the description, sign up for Lucky Funatic, start competing in the game that they have live now, and then also prepare for some tournaments that we might actually throw at you right here on In the Game. So a big shout out to FUNZ Kick. And let's just dive right into it, guys. Obviously, Bitcoin sitting at a pretty nice level today, over 100,000. And as long as we just stay around this 100,000 level, altcoins are going to continue to print. Bitcoin dominance is kind of leveled off at the moment in time. But, you know, risk on assets are going crazy. Like the stock market, if we look at this, just all green. Google, Nvidia, Amazon, Microsoft, Tesla, Meta, Apple. And as Elio says, you know, mainstream markets right now are explosive with confidence. 2025 and 2026 might be the biggest financial bubble we've ever seen, and 100% is going to be bigger than 2021. I think we're seeing that play out right now as Bitcoin. This is just the warm up, in my opinion. So I 100% agree with this sentiment. And if we just take a look here, you know, Fartcoin, this stupid meme coin, Fartcoin, is worth more than 38% of all American publicly traded companies. Your targets, my targets, we got to raise them this cycle because things are going to get absolutely ridiculous this time around. We have policy on our side this time as well. With Trump in office, all of the things that he's doing, he says we're going to do something great with crypto because we don't want China or anyone else, not just China, but others are embracing it. And we want to be the head. We're going to be the head of AI. And I know he wants to make the US a force in the crypto industry because there are other regions in the world that have really embraced crypto and are far ahead of where the United States is because of the previous policy. So I'm excited to see what actually comes out of this from the Trump legislation. And, you know, to be quite honest with you, there's just so much going on in the space to be bullish on at this moment in time. If we look at the 7-day charts, you know, things like Agents AI, Super Champs, Xborg, Wilder World, all crushing, and things that we have brought you early here on this channel. I mean, if you've been accumulating over the last 3 months on the coins that we've been talking about, you should be well in the green. We have Superverse back over $2. Seed World, which, by the way, shout out to Seed World. They have so much cooking in the pipeline right now. Their game is looking absolutely phenomenal. Another one of those fair launches that has just absolutely crushed it. We have Polis up 77% on the month. So most of these projects that we have been getting into in long-term DCAing, we are well up now, and we're riding out the altcoin cycle. And right now, developments are at a rapid pace. And at this moment in time, I think gaming is in the focus. I'm getting hit up left and right from Rand asking about gaming coins. I'm getting hit up by Kyle asking about gaming coins, and some of the other guys in banter and outside of banter, just like, okay, gaming season is like here / around the corner. What should we be preparing for? And of course, Avalanche is near that top of the list for me. Today, they announced a $250 million private locked token sale led by Galaxy Digital, Dragonfly, and 𝗪𝗪 Capital. So, obviously a lot of inflow of capital there, but it's locked, so they can't go dump that on the open market. Very bullish for the Avalanche price action. If we just go look at the Avalanche, 53%, up 11% on the day. Look, Avalanche is the lowest risk hold to give you exposure to gaming, with MapleStory off the grid, Shatterline, the F1 chain, everything Far Away is doing behind the scenes, with Domi online, just everything going on underneath Avalanche to me just screams bullish. Obviously, my Avalanche pillow back there, so I'm a little biased because, look, Avalanche has been one of my favorite projects for years at this point in time, and I think that this local high of 62 is about to get smashed when we get past that yearly high of $62. I feel like the next target has to be above all-time highs. And if we look at Avalanche, look at the all-time chart here. All-time highs were about $120, $124. So that would be absolutely my next target there. Next on the list, we have Superverse, obviously. If you're in gaming, I think these two have to be in your portfolio, from Avalanche and Superverse. And Superverse just today announced a partnership with Engine. And yes, Engine is still around, still building. I don't get too much out of Engine, and to be completely honest with you, I don't know many games that run on Engine, but nonetheless, Superverse is day after day bringing on new partners. They actually just partnered with our software as well here, Nexus. If you haven't checked out Nexus, check it out in the links down below. You can sign up absolutely free or for as low as $9 a month and track unlimited wallets on chain, 50 plus blockchains across Solana, TON, Aptos, all the EVM chains. Link in the description down below for the best portfolio tracker in the industry. But we also partnered up with Superverse as well. You can pay your membership in Super. So they're integrating their token across many ecosystems in crypto, which makes me very, very bullish for the future of Superverse. And obviously, Super has been one of the best performing tokens in the entire market, up another 50% this month, and currently sitting over $1 billion circulating market cap. Let's keep it moving into a development coming up this weekend that I think you have to take part in. I have to take part in. Like, there's something to be said. I, for one, just didn't really know much about XAI about a year ago. And to be fair, they were kind of new on the scene, and now their first generation Sentry keys have just crushed it. I mean, $300 million in rewards going out to their holders of the Sentry keys. And we talked about it yesterday. The flywheel effect is just obvious. When I'm looking at this, the outlook is so much more appealing to the average investor and the average crypto gamer. So the airdrop battle pass is kind of the way it's being termed. 12 plus airdrops. It begins at $55. The first tier is $55. The highest tier, if they sell these out, is at $1,000. I mean, personally, I'm going to scoop up 20, 30, 40 of these things if I can get in at an early enough tier. And I think that if you missed XAI round one, they've already banked in for 12 airdrops. And not to mention, to me, the best game on Zai, which is Planet X. I'm surprised I'm not following their Twitter yet. Planet X, they have CSGO pros playing this game behind the scenes. Like, they're going to be doing airdrops in the Zai Sentry node and the Sentry key ecosystem. So to me, just getting exposure to games at the quality of Planet X. I believe a certain percentage of token supply for My Angry Yakuza Girlfriend, which is another game building on their chain, is going to the Sentry key holders. So this is your, no pun intended, your key into the ecosystem. It really is like a battle pass. There's no tech needed to run them. You just stake it and you receive these different value items, whether they're assets, NFTs, or tokens throughout your duration staking these keys. So to me, I'm going to definitely ape into these things, and I will provide you a link tomorrow to get a 5% discount on whatever tier you get into as well. So I'll drop a link in tomorrow's video. The code is going to be HUSTLE. So if you just go to the website, use code HUSTLE, you can get 5% off your tier price, but I will leave a link in tomorrow's video where we actually talk about the Sentry keys as well as the Sentry key sale. Obviously, this week we had the Beam announcement, and this is why gaming is hot right now, right? We have all the developments going on at Super. We have all these developments with Off the Grid and the updates there. Big money coming into Avalanche. A lot of that is heralded towards gaming. We have the Beam Ventures Foundation, which is here putting an investor fund on the table in an accelerator in Abu Dhabi, targeting $150 million, the very first in the Emirates. So very good development there. And then partner SoFon of Beam is doing their a new force joins SoFon. It goes by the name of, and it's blanked out, anomaly.sofon.xyz. So there's a lot of stuff going on in this like Beam, kind of Beam, SoFon, Sentry, Aether kind of ecosystem that we have. And to me, you have to have these in your portfolio. So going over these coins, Super, Beam, I think obviously AVAX, I think you have to have XAI in your portfolio. Those four are no-brainers at this point in time. I think you need exposure to them because of the strength of these projects. If we go down also to XAI, XAI is at a $270 million market cap, up 40% on the month. I think this has catch-up potential to something like a Superverse. Now, Superverse will continue to grow, but I think XAI deserves a $1 billion circulating market cap, so that's an easy 4X from here. And if we take a look at the all-time chart here, obviously they haven't been live for a year yet, but if we take a look, we see the all-time high at $1.55. I think that's attainable, quite frankly. 137 million in volume over the last 24 hours. Like, the strength that XAI has shown is undoubted, which is why their Sentry keys, I think, are going to be a very hot commodity. And then kind of going down the ladder here, we have Nakamoto Games, which just went all in on Google Play. So they're going live on PC on Google Play. Their mobile app is also coming out on Android and iOS. And on February 10th, Google Play will host PC editions of all of their Android games. So Naka's been one of the first movers in GameFi since 2021, and they're one of the few projects that's actually maintained community momentum and sentiment at the same time. Another one that I think, if we go look at the charts here on Nakamoto Games, $139 million market cap. To me, this is also a $1 billion coin whenever all is said and done. I think you can see Naka at a $1 billion market cap. I think you can see XAI above its old all-time high, which is above a $1 billion circulating market cap as well. So that being said, there's a lot of value still in the higher cap coins. Like I think we haven't scratched the surface as far as these things. I mean, Axie's still at 1.2 billion. Decentraland's still at 1.2 billion. Gala's at 1.8 billion. Sandbox is at 1.8 billion. These are the dinosaurs of the industry. These new coins, the Rones, the Beams, the Primes, the Supers, the XAIs, the Wilder Worlds of the world, the Nakamoto Games of the world. These are going to maybe not flip because these projects will still have momentum and the current market cap is much higher, but they're going to catch up to these market caps throughout the cycle. And I think we have to absolutely raise our targets. But I know what you guys love on this channel is new coins, quote unquote, or new investments to get into, maybe a little riskier investments. Because of course, we've talked about these coins for quite a while, those top tier coins. And I'm always going to give you the updates on those. So whenever I run through the news and the updates, that's standard. We have to talk about what is going on in the industry. And to be quite fair, right now it's being dominated, the headlines, by AVAX, by Superverse, by Beam, as well as by XAI. Like, those are the four projects that are really dominating the headline sphere at this moment in time in gaming, just because of the moves that are being made, the tiny Sentries, the partnerships for Super, Avalanche with their ticketing system, with the $250 million investment, with the gaming updates with OTG and Shatterline. Just, these are the ones that are making the most noise. But what are projects that are maybe undervalued that you should be looking at for maximum gains, same kind of thing because we're talking about crypto games. But what low market cap coin should you be isolating right now in this market? So we're going to start as high as 100, but I'm not really going to I think the biggest value you're going to get out of this video is going to be the coins 50 million and under. Now, I want to preface by saying these are all risky. Once you delve in the 50 million and under range, it is a risk. And I know back in March, either a lot of people didn't take profits or bought at the wrong time. But I think money is about to start flowing into gaming heavily because of all these developments that we've been talking about. And I also think that people's risk appetite is higher. You know, meme coiners are now hitting me up in the DMs. Some of the biggest meme coin guys in the space, okay? I'm not gonna name names, but you can probably assume some of them. Asking me, Johnny, what are the best gaming coins underneath 100 million market cap? I wanna ride it up to $1 billion. So if you have meme coiners hitting me up about gaming coins, that's not the only ones curious about gaming coins. And they're the riskiest people. So they're looking for these plays. So I'm going to go over my favorite plays between 50 and 100, and then we're going to go under 50 mil. So let's go ahead and dive into it. Right now, if I'm looking under 100, it would probably, and I'm going to spend less time on these. I think that these are still not as risky because especially when you're looking at a carrot from 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 in users. So to me, 𝗏𝗏𝗏 is a no-brainer. I think 𝗓𝗏𝗏 could definitely come back alive, especially as this diluted market cap gets a little closer to this circulating market cap, but nonetheless, 𝗓𝗏𝗏 studio play has nodes as well at about an 88 mil. I do like that as well. I think Champ at 85 million is going to continue to gain momentum. It's been one of the best fair launch coins of this cycle so far. I think Star Atlas's Polis coin is definitely one in this range to keep an eye on. I think Play, which was formerly Ready GG, I think that Play is one that, just like Champ, just like 𝗥𝗡𝗏𝗏, S-World, Carve, I think it has a lot of potential for upside from here, and it has been running quite a bit already. So I think this is going to be over 100 mil. Honestly, within the next week or two, I think we see Play sitting over 100 mil, considering they also raised money above these levels. And then I would look at Citus, but my biggest play under 100 but above 50 is 𝗥𝗡𝗏𝗏. I mean, personally, I think 𝗥𝗡𝗏𝗏, as far as a business goes, there's maybe 4 or 5 projects that are doing it right and better than the way that 𝗥𝗡𝗏𝗏 is, but I wouldn't even say better, as professionally, right? 𝗥𝗡𝗏𝗏𝗏, they're making memes here, and I'm bullish on all these projects. I like Zentry, I like Naka, but you know, they're saying they're wiping out these market caps at this point in time. And when you look at 𝗥𝗡𝗏𝗏, the way that they did their fair launch, everyone is in profit that bought this coin. Like from the start, if you bought post-market, if you bought pre-market, they have done everything right. And, you know, over the course of November, they had the My Blue launch campaign, the Global Community Growth campaign kickoff, the dashboard launch, as well as the XBG reward program. So if you're holding 𝗥𝗡𝗏𝗏, you can literally print rewards. Almost nothing's risk-free, but just for holding and staking your 𝗥𝗡𝗏𝗏, I've seen people making thousands of dollars a month from this. So, and as you can see here, the tech is improving. They have the partnerships with esports organizations like Team Liquid. So to me, the number one play above 50, but underneath $100 million market cap is definitely 𝗥𝗡𝗏𝗏. And obviously the biggest KOLs in the space support 𝗥𝗡𝗏𝗏. We've been calling 𝗥𝗡𝗏𝗏 since 7-8 cents on this channel, sitting at 34, but at a $57 million market cap circulating. I mean, this deserves to be above some of the coins above it. So I think 𝗥𝗡𝗏𝗏𝗏 is a great bet, but let's get a little more risk on here. And as we go risk on, I'm going to start with Moon Tropica. Moon Tropica actually had a play session this morning with the team again. We played with 𝗧𝗧𝗢𝗎 Martinez, one of the better crypto gamers as far as talent goes, especially in the space. And if you look at Moon Tropica, they have everything that you would want from a ecosystem that it has the memes, it has a fun game, it has content creation inside the game, like the moves you can make. We live stream this right here on the channel, Moon Tropica. It's also a cult. So when you look at this coin, it had the most GameFi mentions over the last, I don't know what timeline this is, but the most socially mentioned GameFi projects. This is from Lunar Crush, like one of the biggest social tracking apps in crypto gaming. Moon Tropica had 3.7K mentions across the timeline, and that's above Illuvium, Guild of Guardians, all these different projects. The cult around Moon Tropica is legit. And I think that we, by far, will pass all-time highs on this coin. That's about $49. But to be quite honest, I'm looking this cycle for $100 Moon Tropica. That is my target. It has, far surpassed all of my expectations. The team is top notch. The community's a cult. It has everything you want from a gaming coin at these levels. So that is number one. Number two going down this list is WAGMI Games. WAGMI, their global game launch on iOS and Google Play is today. So the price action, you're probably going to see a little bit of a short-term sell-off, but quite frankly, I think that this is going to rebound from these levels. And if we see the monthly chart here, it had a huge run on this speculation and obviously has taken a little bit of a dip, but that's pretty standard on like a launch. People are going to sell off, take a little bit of profit, but if they can exceed expectations, I still think this $41 million market cap level, I think WAGMI Games deserves a $100 million market cap, and that would be my target in the midterm. But quite honestly, I think it could surpass that in the long term. Next on the list here, and I think these may be the two that are the most undervalued on this list just by a market cap perspective. Next on the list was my newest portfolio addition earlier this week was 𝗏𝗏 Online. And I'm impressed because 𝗏𝗏, all those liquidations earlier this week, let's just take a look at 𝗏𝗏. We had some of the biggest liquidations of the year and of the bull run in 2024 just this week. Like hundreds of millions liquidated from the market. And this thing just keeps running. It's up 33% on the week, almost at 3 cents, $11 million market cap for a game that is not only associated with AVAX, but also Beam. So Beam has put a lot of resources here. The community gravitates around this game. Once again, every game in this low cap category has a cult, which is necessary. If your community's not willing to get on the timeline, rave about you, talk about the game, talk about the developments, I see 𝗏𝗏 in our comment section here all the time. So to me, this is probably the most undervalued on this list because like I said, all the Avalanche guys and everyone in the gaming AVAX sphere, they feel like 𝗏𝗏 Online is the most undervalued coin in the entire ecosystem. And the chart speaks for itself. I mean, this thing is an absolute monster. And we're not even near all-time highs. If we look for all-time highs, that one's going to be hard to hit. But honestly, that's just a 10x. $100 million market cap gets us to all-time highs. But nonetheless, we saw 6.5 cents just back in last December, about a year ago. So that's a clean 2.2x from here. I think we easily get that. And their playtest goes live here in 2 days with a prize pool attached to it. So the RuneScape / World of Warcraft of crypto, 𝗏𝗏 Online, definitely one to keep your eyes on, but I think is my most bullish coin underneath $15 million market cap. And then last but not least is a real sleeper that I think more people just have to have their eyes on. And unfortunately, so far, it's been overlooked, but it's given the team a lot of time to build. And also, this coin is almost fully diluted, which makes me very bullish, which is Compete. Compete is live on Android devices right now. They have their upcoming iOS launch any given day. Like, from what I'm hearing, this could go live as soon as today. But we don't know the approval time period. But as soon as that approval time period comes through, Compete is on the App Store, which I think right now it's being segmented only underneath the iOS store. But they have so much bigger plans coming up over the course of 2025. They have the go-karts in the game. They have a basketball game coming up. They have their first-person or their third-person shooter, first-person shooter kind of hybrid. But to be quite honest with you, it's one of the most fun games that I've jumped in, especially from a mobile perspective. From a mobile game perspective, not much touches what Compete has done and just the optimization. And once this is on iOS, I think it's something we should probably jump on here and have a little bit of a stream because it is really fun. It kind of reminds me of that PUBG interface and grittiness. The gun plays very good for a mobile game as well. You can see the go-kart racing here on the screen. They have their basketball game coming up. And the rumor is consoles. The game looks like it could play on a console, right? So to me, this is one of the most underrated ecosystems in the entire crypto gaming sphere. But looking at the market cap, $15 million circulating market cap and a $20 million fully diluted. So for me, I think if you want a little bit of degeneracy, but also I think sure bets, I think 𝗥𝗎𝗄𝗅 and Moon Tropica. Very safe. They're both around that $40 million market cap level. I think Moon Tropica hits $100 this cycle. And I also think 𝗥𝗎𝗄𝗅 goes over 100 million market cap. But if you want a little bit more risk on in this market, I would be looking at 𝗏𝗲 Online at 11 million, as well as 𝗕𝗫𝗄𝗅 at 15 million. I mean, 𝗕𝗫𝗄𝗅, the catalyst in the pipeline, to me makes so much sense. And if they were to get console listings, the exposure for this game is going to go wild. So those are the low caps that I'm most looking at right now. But to be quite honest, I'm very bullish on some other coins. Games GG, I think GameSwift still has a lot of upside potential. It's up 160% this month. We have Senate from Cidus's ecosystem, another low cap gem that I think has so many legs, as well as playable games. We obviously 10x'd this coin last year, like around this time period. We rode this coin from 0.001 to literally 1 cent. I think 1 cent is achievable again. And personally, it's underneath the AVAX ecosystem. They have their own AVAX L1. It's one of those that just has that flywheel underneath Avalanche. So I could totally see this one continue to run as well. But my top 4 under $50 million market cap, 𝗥𝗎𝗄𝗅, Moon Tropica, 𝗕𝗫𝗄𝗅, as well as 𝗏𝗲 Online. That is what I am looking at. And I hope that you degens are happy because, you know, we don't usually dive into these projects like this. And I just gave a lot of alpha. So that is what is to come in some of these low cap ecosystems. And I think if you allocate into the right low market caps and your risk tolerance is correct, you can stomach some short-term volatility for long-term wins. I think all 4 of those coins are going to give you crazy long-term wins. And then to close out the show, let's just quickly talk about meme. I've been talking about this coin for the last few videos. This is like Santa Claus. It's the meme that keeps on giving. I opened up my wallet yesterday. I'm a staker of the meme token, and the top 999 stakers get rewards from the trading fees. Well, they airdropped part of the supply for Let's Get This Bread. Let's Get This Bread is sitting at $32.8 million fully diluted market cap. I actually think that this one is undervalued as well. But literally for just staking, you're earning rewards off the trading fees of this token, but then they sit me over $1,000 at current value of the LGTB token, the Let's Get This Bread token. So literally it plays into the meme coin narrative, it plays into the DeFi narrative, and now it's playing into the airdrop narrative. This Meteora meme coin meme has really proven to be a potential new meta. So congrats to anyone who got involved with this. But on top of that, let me know if you're staking and you got an airdrop of Let's Get This Bread. But that's what I'm seeing in this market right now, guys. We have the big projects making all the headlines, but I think the money to be made is allocating smartly into some of these smaller market cap coins with great teams, with great product and great community. I gave you 4 of my top picks under 50 million in this video. Let me know your top picks below 50 million. Are they some of the ones that I gave? Obviously, I'm very bullish on a lot of tokens, but those are the 4 that I would isolate with the most strength underneath those levels. And then quite frankly, 𝗏𝗲 and 𝗕𝗫𝗄𝗅 under $15 million market cap. I think those are home runs in the long term. So guys, like the video down below. Gaming season is here. Let's bask in it. And I'll close out the week with you guys tomorrow. Prep you guys for the 𝗧 Tiny Keys sale as well. Like the video down below and subscribe. And I'll see y'all on the next one. As always, play well, my friends. And of course, stay bullish, my friends.